And I'm Caitlin Francis. New this morning, a man is dead after a shooting in Danville. Police say they were called to the scene on the 200 block of Parker Road just before 11:30 last night. That's where they found 21-year-old Kyman Haley of North Carolina with gunshot wounds. Haley was taken to the ER where he was pronounced dead. Police identified the suspect as 29-year-old Rakeem Knight of Danville. They say the victim and suspect knew each other. Arrest warrants are out for Knight. He has not been arrested at this time. Anyone with information is asked to call police. Several law enforcement agencies are searching for a missing firefighter out of Richmond. Daniel Lewis, take a look at your screen. That's Lewis, was reported missing to Newport News Police by his battalion chief Monday. Lewis works for the Richmond Fire Department, and police went to his home for a welfare check. When no one answered the door, a property manager let them in, but Lewis was not inside. Anyone with information is asked to call police. A Richmond family is searching for answers after a 3-year-old boy was found shot outside of his home. That boy identified as Avian Talley. Police don't yet know if the fatal shooting happened in or outside of that home. They identified the family members inside. At the time of the shooting, they do not believe there's any danger to the public. And a 4-year-old girl from Fayetteville, North Carolina has been reunited with her family after police discovered she'd been sold into a human trafficking ring. Aubriana Raquinos disappeared more than a month ago. Authorities were able to track her down in Texas, where they made a chilling discovery. Her mother gave her to a group that was being investigated by the FBI. Aubriana's mother was arrested in New Orleans Thursday. All right, let's take a turn to our hometown forecast with meteorologist Christian Johansson. Good morning, Christian. Look at that sky behind you.
Yeah, pretty nice here in Roanoke.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
The forecast.
And you know, we want to remind everybody to just download that weather app.
That's it. It's summer. Yes. Somewhat unpredictable sometimes.
You are correct. All right, thanks, Christian.
Yep.
And if you're in the market for school supplies or clothing, you might be able to save some money this weekend because it's Virginia's sales tax holiday. It's underway now through tomorrow. Stores are expecting lots of extra traffic. A J.C. Penney manager in Lynchburg says this will likely be their busiest weekend outside of the winter holidays. The sales tax holiday covers clothing, shoes, as well as school supplies, of course, even some energy efficient appliances and emergency prep supplies. So it's a good weekend to head out.
Yeah, great
Get all
time.
those
Tax-free weekends, a good time to donate some school supplies.
Yeah, that was always my favorite thing about going back to school was the new clothes and shoes.
Yeah.
The Salem Fire Marshal's office is investigating a fire at an apartment complex. It all happened at the 2500 block of Gatehouse Lane about 5 o'clock yesterday evening. Salem city officials say the fire was in a vacant unit, but 12 residents living in adjacent apartments had to be evacuated. Virginia State Police are investigating a fatal motorcycle crash. This happened yesterday afternoon just after 1:30 on Route 39 in Bath County. Troopers say the motorcycle was traveling on Route 39 when the driver ran off the right side of the highway and hit a tree. That driver was identified as 62-year-old Robert Walden of New Jersey. That crash is still under investigation. On to an update now. A Virginia health official died after a crash in Augusta County that also took the life of an 18-year-old woman. Haley Green died at the scene. Samuel Melton, commissioner of Virginia's Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Services, died yesterday. Police believe a medical emergency may have caused that crash. We are getting a clearer picture about the president's plans for Afghanistan, which include fewer U.S. troops in the front lines of America's longest war. David Martin has the details. And President Trump's pick to lead the country's intelligence agencies withdrew from consideration. Texas Congressman John Ratcliffe says he's going to stay on Capitol Hill. Ratcliffe is in his 3rd term in the House, where he's known as a vocal Trump supporter. Some had questioned whether he was qualified to be the nation's top spy. The president said he would soon announce another nominee. Virginia's Attorney General decided not to appeal a ruling that struck down a state law related to alcohol. The law had previously allowed police to arrest and jail people designated as, quote, habitual drunkards. That ended with last month's ruling by the 4th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals. Attorney General Mark Herring says he will let that court's ruling stand. Virginia State Police are holding a public safety day today. Anyone's welcome to head out between 10 and 4 o'clock to the VFW on West Stewart Drive in Hillsville. It's part of their Galax office. Again, it's free for everyone to attend.